you got a real friend, you don't need much. Just a place to sit and fish is more than enough. When you got a real pal, there's nothing too tough. Together it is better when you got your real bud. Real bud.
I'm sorry, I can't look. I was told not to look. I can't see anything. I'm blind.
John, what do you want?
Huh?
What do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just asking for some scores on the final outcome of our Olympics challenge gauntlet that you threw down.
And I'm asking, what do you
want? A number
want?
of weeks ago.
I'm asking, what do you want? Because you won the bet.
I did. Get out. I don't win anything. I never win anything.
Well, congrats.
Okay.
Today's your lucky day.
It is?
Because you luckily chose your 3 numbers and 3 countries. What are your countries again?
I had no idea what those numbers meant.
Who were you rooting for?
When we were doing it. I had Hungary. Wasn't Sweden. It was, wait a minute. Let me look at it.
Who are you rooting for?
I have to look.
Poland.
I have to look. Look.
Hungary, Poland, and Greece.
I had Portugal, Greece.
Oh, yeah. Portugal,
Greece, and Hungary.
And I had Sri Lanka, India, and Sweden. So you ended up with 31 total medals.
Whoa.
And I had 17. So it's kind of a bloodbath. So what do you want?
Yeah, I did kind of beat you on that. Spanked you on that. Ooh, spank.
What? So what do you want? What do you get from this bet?
I don't know. What was the bet for? It was
we were
weeks
decide
ago.
After.
You know, if we had our intern here, he would be forced to remember what that's.
All right, we'll see what he's up to.
We need to get our intern
for 2 weeks in a row.
No, it's not 2 weeks. It's from here on out.
Oh, I know, but last week was our first week introducing him. I thought
that's correct. It was.
All right. Well, we'll get him back on the line.
Okay.
Second bet, he's going to say "Hey Tay" when he answers. Okay.
Okay.
And he'll answer like second ring.
All right.
What's that?
Hiya.
Ah, dang it. I owe John for 2 bets now.
Thanks, Joe.
Now that you pointed out my habit, I'm like more conscious of it.
Yeah, you used to be 100% for Hey Tay, and now it's been 2 weeks in a row for
2 weeks in a row. I'm loving this. This is great. Well, I made a great decision on having you as our fact checker / intern.
John, we're still splitting your earnings, right?
That's correct.
What's half of 0?
Well,
from the bets he's winning.
Oh,
that's correct.
So yeah, I need your help as the intern to figure out what our prize should be for John for me losing the Olympics bet.
Now make it good, Joe, because I'm going to split it with you.
Well,
I think if John was going to have to grow out facial hair for...
I'm not shaving my beard.
Well, I think your head.
Oh, I got to shave my head? Dang.
No, you have to not shave your head.
Oh.
Ooh.
John never...
Oh.
Well, John never did the bet.
Joe.
No.
Oh, God, I know. I'm so happy we hired you.
We got enough likes on that post that John never followed through on his mustache. And
I never did. Nope.
So...
Well, I think now's the time to even the score for both of you then. You have to grow your hair out and he has to grow his mustache.
Now, wait a minute. This isn't a compromise thing. I'm the one that won the bet.
All right. Well, any other ideas? I don't want to look like a pedophile when I grow my skullet out.
Look like a what?
Pedophile when I grow my skullet out.
So wait a minute. I got to get a correction on this. So you've looked like a pedophile before?
No, because I wasn't bald when I grew my hair out. Now that I'm bald on top, if I grow my hair out on the sides, I'll look like a pedo.
I just remember that old guy dancing back in the 70s. Had all this long hair on all of his sides, just dancing away, just having a great time.
That sounds fun. I'm not sure what you're talking about. But
I don't know.
Any other ideas, Dad?
Bring us back, Joe. Bring us back.
We're live on the air. No pressure.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
We
Are
are.
you doing it again?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously.
It was thankful to listen to myself this week.
Yeah. I don't like my voice either. All right. Well, guess we'll ask Otis. Speaking of which, you should have seen your grandson. We were eating dinner at the dining table, and he got on the bench, and then he put his front paws on the table again in front of John and the table that he made.
Oh, boy.
So,
See what happens when Mom's away?
yep.
Yes, Mom?
All right. Well, we can always...
I feel like the answer has something to do with Otis, though.
The bet?
Yeah.
I have to drink a bowl full of his slobber water.
Oh,
Ew, that's disgusting.
No, that's kind of...
That's disgusting.
We wouldn't do that to you, Taylor. I wouldn't. I'm not sure about Joe, but...
I've got to weave his hair into a toupee for myself.
No. No.
do a mustache for John.
Similar color. All right. Well, we'll convene again next week.
Keep in mind, Joe, because you are now the official.
Before the call, I want to be sure I answer properly.
Well, because you are now the official.
Well, next week we'll be here before you know it. So just think of something, and we'll call you back.
Yeah, we'll give you a buzz.
I didn't realize this was going to be a recurring segment.
Oh, it's going to from now on. You are in, buddy. This is big. This is you think you have a really good job now? You just wait.
Get those retirement papers ready.
Yeah. Of course, won't make as much,
but really, like, you can't buy happiness. So
no, that's true. That's true.
But all right, well, we'll call you again next week.
Oh, okay.
All right, take care. Peace and blessings. Bye.
Bye, Joe.
Bye.
Well, that was insightful.
That was insightful.
Good idea.
I think from now on we need to give Joe a little bit more of a heads up instead of just hitting him cold.
All right. Well,
of course, it is kind of fun calling people cold.
Yeah.
Who else can we call?
Mary Alice.
No.
Okay. I don't know.
Too much information there to be given. Who else could we call? What do you think?
John Wald.
No.
I'm out of ideas. All right. Well, do you want to talk about something that we can actually discuss?
Yes, let's do that.
Well, I guess this episode might be Taylor heavy.
That's fine, because you've had a really busy week.
Really busy week.
And we want to hear all about your busy week.
Do I have anything in my teeth?
Yeah.
Do I really?
Yeah.
Where?
In your teeth. Nope. No.
Where?
In your teeth.
Okay. You got gums. So a couple weeks ago, this girl texted me, a friend of my sister's. She was in Colorado, and she said, "Hey, are you still traveling for photography?" I said, "Of course. What's up?" And she said, I knew she had been dating a guy for a while, and they decided randomly they wanted to elope.
Ooh.
So she asked my availability. They wanted to go travel somewhere. And I gave her some dates. One was this past weekend, and then it was like September, October, into November.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you. And she said, okay, book us she said, let me get back to you. And then like an hour later, she said, okay, put us down for the 17th, which was like a week and a half away.
Mm-hmm.
Said, okay, sounds good. We started talking plans. And once it was all said and done, Friday, I flew out to Denver.
So you flew commercial from Kansas City to Denver, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
All right.
And I guess first of all, they mentioned that he was a pilot and they wanted pictures with a plane and wanted to possibly fly to Moab or Joshua Tree, and he would like rent a plane and fly us there. So I told Janelle she was just worried sick because
Why?
because it was a small plane and she's
Okay, I understand that. I
seen a
understand.
plane crash or something.
Yeah.
So she was not loving that. And I was a little bit nervous because I get motion sick the older I get. Do you get motion sick?
Sometimes.
Huh.
Sometimes I do.
I get it on most, maybe like half the flights now. I get
Really? Oh,
like
that
a
much?
little bit like
See, I don't get that on
nauseous and
on
sweaty.
flights. Flights I don't.
So we were going to do that and then decided on we were just going to take pictures of the airport in Denver where he works. Didn't know he worked at the airport at that point. Got there, found out he's an instructor at an airport. So I would have been in
So
safe hands.
he's a student instructor,
Yes.
a student pilot instructor. Okay.
Well, yes. And he'd been doing it for a while and took pictures there. Stayed the night at their house in Denver. It's up to like midnight or so. So like 1 a.m. Central. And then got up at like 5:30 the next morning to drive to Moab. So I was tired. And then drove out there. Oh, flight in. Took some Dramamine. And I always get tired, so I bought the less drowsy kind. And it did nothing different. And I was out.
That just conked you right out.
Well, I can't sleep on flights. I've probably
Night,
said that
night,
before.
tay.
But it was this horrible torture of in between where I couldn't stay awake, but I also couldn't fall asleep. So like I was just
Oh, that's the
nodding off,
worst.
but
That's the
also-
worst position to be in.
because I can't sleep on planes. And also, I'm usually the guy to get there like 2 hours early or something crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just running late doing stuff for work and packing and had to stop and get less drowsy Dramamine and all that fun stuff. So got to the airport, checked in, went through security. And by the time I got through security, somehow I picked the line with like 5 people in wheelchairs in front of me. So it took a little while. And then the flight was boarding as I was going through security. And I had A boarding for once. So
Kind of quick question for you.
yeah,
In relationship to all this, do you have that TSA pass thing?
I don't.
See, I don't either. Everybody keeps saying you need to get that.
Yeah, I was told that too. You just
And
had to
I would think that in your case, it would probably be very beneficial.
When I used to fly like a few times a year for photography, I used to do it, or I thought about doing it.
Uh-huh.
And then for whatever reason, I didn't. But
Is there a cost associated with it or not?
maybe something small, like $50 or something. But
Okay. All right.
yeah, Mike told me I should do that too. But anyway, I didn't. And it took 20 or so minutes to get through. Usually it's not that much at the Kansas City airport. And then did a good jogging pace to the gate. And I got on as I just started to do family boarding. So I beat all those kids onto the plane and got my seat.
I can see this whole Chevy Chase scene of you dashing to the gate, beating these little kids out of the way. Mommy, mommy.
Oh, Timmy
little
wants.
kid little Timmy's flying up in the air.
Oh, Timmy wants a window seat. Timmy should have got an A-list preferred.
Oh, good stuff.
So yeah, I got on there right in time, and got my aisle seat that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Extra leg room.
Yeah.
Not extra leg room. I just get claustrophobic being against the window,
I prefer being on an aisle seat too.
especially on short. I have a strategy. There's a big
Yeah.
strategy I have for this. So like, if it's not going to be a full flight, I'll pick a non-emergency. Okay, there's a lot of things. If I check a bag,
Here we go.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
If I check a bag, it doesn't matter as much because I'll put my camera bag in the overhead. But if I don't check a bag, I have to put my camera bag underneath in front of me, and that limits some of the seats I can pick because it won't fit under all of them because it's a big bag.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do have to put it underneath, I have to pick an aisle seat so that I can stick my leg out into the aisle when the people aren't going by because I can't put my feet there with a camera bag. So, but if it's a full flight, I'll do an emergency row if I have the chance because I know someone's going to be next to me. But if it's not a full flight, everyone's going to be in the emergency rows because they all want the legroom. So I might go to a less desirable row in the back in hopes that people won't sit next to me because it's not a full flight. And then I just put stuff in the seat and get all big. And
Do you go up to front to the very first row of seats?
well, no, because those are the ones that are going to get snatched up for sure.
Yeah, because those are really. I've had those before. Those are nice.
Why? Just 'cause you get off quick?
Oh, get out. You get in and off very quickly.
Well, I'm looking forward to when they switch to assigned seats. And then they should just board by back to front because it's dumb to do it any other way.
Yeah.
But, and also window and then the middle and then the aisle because you always have to wait to put your seatbelt on until everyone gets there because you're going to have to get up and then let them in and all that. So it would alleviate a lot of that. And then people would run late and then, but it would, I think, fix a lot of the problems.
Yeah. What about, now this is Southwest is going to be start doing the assigned seating. What do you think about all that?
I like it because I get anxiety around thinking of where I'm going to sit before the flight and then if I get on soon enough or whatever. So
See, I enjoy the challenge of pushing down little old ladies and old guys and kids, kicking little kids out of the way and stuff like that.
Huh.
You know, I just, turn into a grumpy old man and go for it.
What do you mean turn into one?
Well, I mean, a little bit more than what normal, but,
Oh, yeah.
maybe a little bit more.
Okay.
It's more of an exciting kind of afternoon for me.
What's your beverage of choice on a flight?
Oh, just any kind of vodka.
That's not true.
No, it would be, but
You usually get a vodka tonic on a flight?
actually, I don't. When I'm drinking, I will do mostly soft drinks.
Okay.
My go-to is always a Sprite.
Nice.
Yeah, for something.
What's Mary Alice? Diet Coke?
Diet Coke. Yeah, I think Diet Coke.
I'm a ginger ale guy.
Ginger ale's always good.
It helps with the bubbles in my tummy when it's upset.
Canada Dry.
And once in a while, Coke. Sometimes a cranberry juice.
Ooh, I've never done the cranberry juice thing. What's that supposed to do for you?
Tastes good in your mouth hole.
Oh, and Coca-Cola is always supposed to be good, relaxing for your stomach.
Well, I just do that to stay awake sometimes to counteract the Dramamine. But
you buy the Dramamine, take about 8 of those.
an upper and a downer.
An upper and a downer, and then we'll do the 15 Diet Cokes.
But yeah, sometimes I don't get a drink at all because I'll get like a Gatorade at the gate or whatever at the Hudson News. And
good old Hudson News.
I'll get a Gatorade there because I have to down my Dramamine before I get on the flight an hour before. So I have to have a drink already. So this weekend I didn't get any drinks because I already had a Powerade and it was an hour and 15-minute flight. So anywho, do you have a snack of choice?
I don't particularly care for their snacks.
Do you bring any on?
No.
If you had to, what would you bring?
Oh, gosh, I don't know, probably some peanuts or something like that.
Isn't that kind of their snacks on the plane?
Planters.
I guess they used to do peanuts, but they got rid of them because kids with allergies.
Allergies and stuff like that. But
you're just ruthless. I don't care what kind of allergy
I
you
don't
got.
care what allergy. Get
We're
out
in a
of
chamber where you can't escape and you're 30,000
We're
feet
in
in
a
air.
tube full of oxygen.
You're going to like my cashews.
Redone oxygen, so.
The kid's swelling up. Anaphylactic shock because John needed some planters.
Yeah.
Hey,
you want some peanuts, kid?
Yeah, I'm a Cheez-It guy.
Ooh.
If I get a snack.
Yeah.
Maybe some gummy bears.
Yeah, those are always good.
But went no snacks.
Candy's always good. Yeah, candy's always good.
I was easy on the attendance this weekend. I didn't do any snacks or drinks, so.
Ooh.
So yeah, that was my flight experience, and I felt a little nauseous at points.
Was it?
The ice cream man.
Oh, you're kidding.
You hear that?
Yeah, I do. I hear the bell ring.
We should interview him. He probably has a skullet. So
probably just wanted to tell us something else.
yeah, nothing eventful on the flight.
Was it bumpy or any of that?
Oh yeah, it was a little bumpy, and I just get nauseous and then just kind of sweaty. I don't like it. And then landed in Denver. It was hot, and the instructions weren't clear for where to go, so I was going up and down different floors for trying to find an Uber. And their house was 40 minutes away. And I think I told you this, but guess how much the Uber was
I have no idea.
for a 40-minute drive? How much would you think it would
Ooh.
be?
That's probably pretty expensive. I don't know because I don't use Ubers. I don't.
What would you guess? Like a taxi back in the day would probably cost $7.25,
I'd probably say $50 at least.
50. So it was $100.
Whoa.
And then I went to find my actual spot. I had to go up a floor and then across this island thing, and it went down to 60. So
Oh.
worked out.
So you saved $40. Good for you.
Met a nice man from Ghana. He drove me to their house.
From Ghana?
Yeah.
What was his name?
I don't know.
What-
Start with a D, I believe. But he was very nice.
Yeah.
He came from Ghana to Massachusetts. He lived in Independence, Missouri for a while, he said. And his wife's a Chiefs fan. He's a Patriots fan. And he's been in Denver for like 20 years. But he wants to go back to
It's always
Massachusetts.
amazing to me when you talk to people like that, how they wound up there.
Yeah.
And I always love asking you. And I know you get tired of me questioning people when we're on
Where are you
visit.
from?
Excuse me, what? I'm
Why are you
I'm
here?
just curious.
Because you booked an Uber. That's why I'm here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, stayed at their house that night, Friday night, took pictures, got up early, drove out. It's a 6-hour drive. Pretty uneventful drive, I think. I just sat in the back.
Wait a minute. When did you take the pictures with the airplane?
That was Friday night.
Okay. Friday night. Okay.
Saturday, drove there, did some editing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got into town, went to a bar, restaurant, and do you want to guess what the waitress's name was? Bartender?
Charisse.
No. Think more Zen.
Oh,
More like desert Zen.
Angel.
Closer.
I don't know.
Calypso.
Calypso. Wait a minute. John Denver sang a song called Calypso.
Well, that's why she
And he's
did
from
it.
Colorado.
It's also a lemonade.
Yeah.
Greek mythology, Calypso is a nymph who lived on the island of Ogygia, where, according to Homer's Odyssey, she had detained Odysseus for 7... I don't care. Anyway, her name was Calypso.
Calypso is also the name of a ship.
And you had a friend who rode on it or something.
Yeah, I did. He's now since passed away.
Well, that's sad.
It is.
So anyway, drove out there, did that. They decided to elope because they had both been married previously.
Uh-huh.
And for weeks, or I guess not weeks, I found out a week and a half before the deal I was doing it, but for that week and a half, I was the only one to know for the longest time. So it was exciting. Had to keep it secret. Didn't tell anyone besides Janelle. And then, yeah. So then they had a lady come do makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and did pictures. I was worried because we didn't have a permit to take pictures out in the...
Where? Now, where did you go?
So we were in Moab.
Moab State National Park? What?
Well, just Moab's a city. And then that night we're going to take pictures at Dead Horse State Park.
Okay.
And it rained for a while and then stopped and then rained and stopped. So it's not looking too good. And we stayed at this place called Under Canvas. It was a glamping. It had its own shower and stuff, but it was just a big tent. Very warm.
Glamping? What is glamping?
Like glamorous camping.
Glamorous camping.
So
That sounds interesting. I'm fascinated with that. What's that all about?
it was a nice, comfortable bed.
Uh-huh.
Had a shower, had a sink, had a toilet. No AC, no outlets. So you had to have batteries. Like they had packs for stuff if you needed it.
Okay.
They had lanterns, like solar-powered lanterns and stuff. So yeah, did that.
So this is kind of was it a tent or what is it?
It was just like it's like yeah, it was a big.
Because I've seen some of these upscale camping site things.
Yeah,
You know
like
what-
this is my room.
Oh, wow. That's not
It
a
was
room.
very
That's,
big.
yeah.
It was big. Had a fireplace. Didn't need that. But in the daytime, it just soaked in the heat, and then
I bet it did.
it felt really comfortable at night. But yeah, so that was fun. It was not cheap. They booked that, but it was
That's
fun.
still pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good experience.
Yeah.
Have
Have you ever done that before?
I had not.
Well, there you go. It's an adventure.
It'd be fun to go again when it was comfortable outside, the temperature. But yeah, so I was worried because we didn't have a permit, but they technically weren't getting married because they had their license in Colorado.
Okay.
So technically, we weren't doing a ceremony, so we didn't do a permit. But I was still worried that we'd get stopped and I'd be get thrown in jail. And
A permit for photography, right?
yeah, for
Okay,
for any ceremony, for a wedding or an elopement ceremony, you have to have
the whole shenanigans,
yeah.
huh?
But thankfully, since it was just us three, didn't draw any attention. There's hardly anyone there because of the heat, probably the rain, probably, and it was school had started, so it worked out. Hiked in a half mile, found a spot, did it there. Started to get dark, had some lightning in the background, and then started to head back. And it was raining, and there was sand blowing everywhere. And yeah, so we got back to the car, drove up to another spot, got out, and it was an even better view, just steps away from the car. And then went to another spot, had a rainbow in the background. And then I think it started to rain again. Packed up, went into town to get dinner. She found like the nicest restaurant there, and we walked in. And I'm wearing a black polo, black golf shorts, like crew socks, like mid shin, and hiking boots.
Well, okay, that's a look.
And they're dressed up in their wedding clothes.
Mhm.
So they walk in, and everyone's all happy, and then I walk in behind them, and they're like, "Who's this hobo?" It's like
Here comes one of them. Come one of them city boys.
Is this like a pay it forward thing where you like bring a homeless person in for a nice meal? They're like, "Well, do you have a reservation?" They said no. I said, "Okay, bad news. There's only tables of 2, but we do have, it's a 45-minute wait, or we have a wine cellar where you could eat by yourselves down there. It's like 60 degrees, chilly, but we have blankets." So we went down there and ate.
Perfect. That's fun.
Said no one had eaten there.
Was it a cool place?
It was very cool. They said no one had eaten there all summer in the wine cellar. So that was fun.
They have a good wine selection. I know you're not a big wine
It
guy.
looked like it. They had a Bud Light selection.
Whoa.
So
Okay, you're in.
I went nuts. Had a Bud Light and a Diet Coke. And
2.
they had some Perrier, I think it's what it's called.
The water, sparkling water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. No, they had Pellegrino, or whatever it's called.
Okay, I don't know what that is. But
It's like a similar thing. But I had like 5 cups in front of me at one point, so that was nice. Yeah. Oh, and I had tried Gazpacho. Had you ever had
you're
that?
kidding. I have tried gazpacho. It's been 25 or 30 years ago, I think. And I am not a gazpacho guy at all. I just never got into it. I just don't particularly care for like cold soup, you know?
Well, I'm going to give you a couple guesses for what I had in mind.
Ooh, okay.
So, what do you think was like the main ingredient in it?
Oh,
Because usually I think it's like a cold, like green soup.
yeah, I'm thinking green for some reason. Some sort of vegetable type thing,
Okay.
like a bean or something like
Is a bean a vegetable?
beans, yes. Green beans.
Oh, green beans, but I
Yeah.
don't think like black beans are vegetables.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
No, it's not that. I wish it was that.
Okay. What was it?
Watermelon.
Watermelon, really?
It was like a watermelon and chili gazpacho.
Now that sounds
thought-
interesting.
When in Rome, right? Like, I'll try
Might
it.
as well. What the heck?
So, tried it. It was I thought it was going to be more like spice with a little bit of sweet, but it was sweet with a little bit of spice. So,
Okay.
wouldn't probably get it again, but it was fun to try.
How filling was it?
Not very.
Didn't
I also
think
had a
so.
salad,
Eat a bunch of crackers with it.
but I wasn't too hungry because I was very dehydrated because the only water they had was the water lines ran above the ground. So when I got the water, it felt like bath water temperature.
Yeah, okay.
So I felt like I was drinking water from a bathtub. So just down the water at the restaurant.
Good.
What else? Had bacon wrap dates.
Oh, those
That
are
was good.
That's
I
very
never had
good.
it before.
Yeah, I've had that before. That is good.
So anyway, I went back,
I like dates anyway.
want to go on one?
No.
Okay. Went back and edited photos after I took a shower, and it was like probably top 5 showers of my life. I've been
Why do
sweating.
you say that?
I'd been sweating all day. There was sand everywhere. The room was finally a reasonable temperature. Had the fans going, and then just got into bed, and it was a comfortable bed.
Good. Well, that's kind of neat.
Edited till midnight, and then the makeup artist got there at 4 a.m. because we were going to do sunrise pictures.
Whoa.
So I didn't have to get up till like 5:30-ish. Yeah, we did pictures at Arches National Park. So that was fun.
I saw a couple of them that you took. They look really great.
Thanks.
They really do look nice.
I said it's kind of like a cheat code shooting in Utah and Colorado compared to what we deal with
What we deal with
in the
here.
Midwest.
Yeah.
You got a cornfield. You got a Shopco that's been closed for 15 years.
Far cry from Loose Park,
Yeah. So that was fun. And then we drove 6 hours back, and they had texted their family. They told some siblings beforehand, like as they were doing it. And then they told their parents the next morning because they didn't even know yet.
Ooh.
They were all nice about it.
They were?
They were. I think they understood. Like they didn't want it to be a big ordeal. So God was looking at me. Like it. So anyway, that was fun. We had lunch with them. And yeah, got back to the airport, got there early, and I saw something very disgusting at the airport.
Do I want to know about this?
You won't think it's that gross, but
Okay.
like when I worked at Pop Murphy's growing up, the thing that grossed me out was just the mixture of like the foods in the sink when I do dishes and all that.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Just like random liquids together
I
just
can
grossed
see.
me out.
Yeah.
So you know that deal when if you have a water bottle before you go through security, they want you to dump it out in the thing.
Yeah.
So there's usually a big bin that you can dump your liquids into.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy had the bin that had a top off of it. He had like a trash can full of bottles, and then he had, I think, some other bin. So basically, there's a like 55-gallon drum full of just a random liquid,
No.
and it was like kind of like a milky lemonade color.
That's okay. We're good.
With like an orange slice floating on top.
We're all right.
There were floaties.
Okay.
And what he was doing was dumping, like getting an empty bottle, putting like halfway in so the water would go in, and then filling it up, putting the lid on, putting it into the trash can. So I think somehow they overflowed the water dumper thing. So I wanted to turn around to the random dude next to me and just say, how much? Like, he'd be like, what? Like, how much to drink a little bit of that?
Oh, Taylor, come on.
But
now.
I didn't do that.
Good.
Oh, geez. John didn't turn his phone off.
I did. You're right. I did. Did not. Sorry. It's just
Apologize
a
to the
ring
listeners.
notification. They're somewhat at my garage.
I bet it's not your wife.
No. Probably is.
So, yeah, made it back to the airport with plenty of time this time. And, on the way back, we stopped in Grand Junction. And also a place called Palisade. They're known for their peaches.
Oh,
Have
really?
you heard of this? Palisade peaches?
No, I've not.
It's very interesting. They were good. Her mom made some in a salad. But in Grand Junction, we stopped at a coffee shop. And I want you to guess how much the coffee was that I got with a tip.
Ooh.
For reference, it was
How much coffee was it?
It was like a 16-ounce iced caramel latte with oat milk.
Oh, God, that had to be well over $25.
Okay, well, that's not fun when you do that because it was 10. But
Wasn't it? Well, I'm thinking, with a caramel latte and whatever it is, the add-ons in this thing was probably $30.
No, it was not $30 for a coffee, but
Oh, okay. Well, my misconception of pricing on coffee then.
well, at Starbucks you could probably get that for like $5.50 or something,
Really?
$6.
Are
But
they that cheap?
that's not cheap. That's expensive. But
Well, I
like,
know it's expensive, but
with this place, they have a screen for a tip, and it's like whatever. So
it's one of those deals.
with the tip, before the tip, it was like $8.50 or something. So, and it took forever. So
Was it good or not?
it was good.
Was it warm enough or just mild?
Well, I got it an iced coffee.
Okay.
That was the thing. Is the middle was warm. Even by the time I finished it, like the middle was still warm, even though there was ice in it. It was interesting.
Well,
So, I did see 2 old people fall this weekend.
what?
Yeah.
Did you push them?
No, you would have if they were taking
No,
your
come on
spot.
now. You always push me around downstairs.
Can you
and-
blame me?
No.
Yeah, one guy we were walking into what we thought was a coffee shop, and he's going down the stairs, and he was probably not a whole lot younger than you, and he fell with like all of his weight on one shoulder, and we went to help him up, and he had already gotten up by the time we walked over to him, and didn't want to draw more attention to him because I thought that would hurt his ego. But,
Yeah.
And then an old lady fell in the security line at the airport, and she was fine, but just be careful, John.
What are you insinuating here? What's the deal?
Just keep
Yeah, wait on our next fishing trip.
keep your footing, and
Yeah.
what's gonna happen on a fishing trip?
I'll probably fall in this stream. Oops.
Like the first time we went fishing.
Yeah.
So yeah, got home. Had to push my flight back a couple times because the drive was longer than we thought, and got home and in bed by like 1 a.m.
Ooh,
and then worked the next
that's
day.
a tough night. That's a tough night. And then up early and to work the next morning, right?
And thankfully, my jury duty was canceled that I had scheduled for
Ooh,
Monday,
whoa.
so could have been an even worse morning. But yeah, then it was back to busy work. So that was all. I heard an ad the other day for Uber Teen. Have you heard of this?
I've not heard that. What is
It
Uber
sounds like a
Teen?
nightmare. It's apparently Uber for teens, but the parents can like set up the account and monitor the ride. But I just think it seems like a sketchy idea.
What do you mean they monitor their ride?
Well, like they can track where it is and stuff, but like from their phone. But it just seems like I would not want a stranger picking up my teen from.
No, that's a given.
So not sure how that one passed and who uses that, but live trip and delivery tracking. Delivery. Highly rated drivers and couriers, rides and meals at their fingertips. They can order food, I guess. I don't know. It just seems interesting.
This whole thing is starting to get real interesting to me because
Um,
I have no idea, first of all, how to even order anything off of DoorDash or Uber or anything like that. Wouldn't have a clue.
I guess they can like call the police through the app or something. I don't know. It says with ride check, it'll be automatically turned on and cannot be turned off. If your teen chooses to set it up, the audio recording feature will be automatically turned on for every trip. So I guess they can listen in into what they're.
Oh, so they'll listen to everything that they're
Anyway,
about.
even then it seems kind of
I,
sketch.
are they, what do you mean? Are these for like how old?
Teens.
So
So 13 to
13 to
16, I guess. Or older if they.
I would never put my kid in a 13 to 16-year-old in a
No.
car with a stranger.
Nope.
Yep.
Uh,
That's just me, I guess.
I had a random so another thing with the flying, just a major win is when you have that open seat next to you. When I think we said this before, they close the door and
Oh,
you still have the
sure.
open seat.
Yeah. That's a score, man.
What else? We were making conversation on the 6-hour drive as one does.
Mhm.
And the couple asked me if I have an internal dialogue. I said, what do you mean? Like, do you talk to yourself in your head? I said, no.
Whoa. Oh, they're asking the wrong person on this one. Give them my phone number.
No.
I will tell them about every voice that you have upstairs and the dialogue that you have with each and every one of them.
That's not true.
It,
They were just
Yes,
saying,
it
like,
is.
do you think things out in your head and like tell yourself, like, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that? It's like, no, that's just thinking. I don't have a dialogue saying like, Taylor, you're stupid. You should have done that. You should have done this.
that's the voices.
I just
Keep
think,
telling you
I
they're
just
there,
think
see?
like, oh, I should have done that, but it's not like talking to something in my head.
You're kind of confirming what I'm trying to tell the audience.
No, I said I'm not talking to someone in my head. I'm talking,
But you
I'm
just
just
did.
thinking.
You just did.
I just said I don't do that.
Yeah, well,
So when you make a decision or something happens, do you talk to yourself?
no.
What do you do?
Just make the decision.
That's what I said, but they said that's considered dialogue because you're like, that's just not thinking if you're not doing that. So anyway, apparently there's enough people out there that
What were they leading to on
someone just mentioned internal dialogue and they said that, of course I do that. And then they asked me and I said, no, internal monologue.
monologue, not okay.
Sorry.
Monologue.
An
Right.
internal monologue, also known as an inner voice or inner dialogue,
Well, we all have those.
is a natural phenomenon that occurs in a person thinking and communicating with themselves internally. It's a stream of thoughts, feelings, and conversations that can include self-reflection, problem-solving, planning, decision-making, and daydreaming.
Right.
People with internal monologue can hear their own voice play out phrases and conversations in their mind, even though they don't need to move their mouth or be heard. The inner voice can have tone and inflection, even though it is not audible. I don't do that.
At all?
I don't hear myself say the words when I'm doing something.
I do.
Really?
I do. I do at times. Not all the time, but I do hear at times. It's not all the time kind of thing for me.
But you'll hear yourself say the thing that you want to do?
Yeah.
That's weird. So it'll be like, pick up the box.
No. He said I'm going to beat him at fishing this weekend.
Beat me at fishing?
Yes.
We're going fishing this weekend?
No, I wish we could though.
Well, Janelle's gone for a week and a half since someone's got to watch the dog, so.
Yeah. We could probably take. No, I can't. I have that.
Get that work thing.
I have a work thing.
I thought you were retired,
I did.
but it seems like you're busier than you used to be.
I know, but that's fine.
Now you're working weekends and
That's okay. Especially this weekend that's coming up too.
bros over jobs. They say
What?
bros over jobs.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, it's usually bros over H word,
Ooh.
and I'm saying bros over. Got to choose your bros. You got to put yourself first, John. Let's go fishing.
Yeah, I do need to go fishing. You're right.
Well, we can save some stuff for the next episode. Do you have anything you wanted to go over?
I didn't bring anything.
Since we talked so much about your weekend.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't bring anything. I thought this was going to be a great opportunity to talk about your trip and all the fun things that you did and all the fun things you saw. And the great photographs that you took
Thanks.
of this nice couple.
I was going to play some scenarios in your head about if you had a daughter that was not married and they're going to marry someone,
Right.
would you rather them marry a person who stands up as soon as the plane lands or a person who claps when the plane lands?
Stands up.
You'd rather, why is that?
Because the minute the plane stops, my seatbelt is unbuckled and I'm standing. I just got to stand up. It's time to move around, time to do something here.
But you don't cut in front of people, do you?
No. I
better not.
don't do anything like that.
You stay in your spot and
I stay in my spot and then wait for the
okay.
the order to go through.
That's the worst. The people who stand up and then they like cut a few lines in front.
Yeah, well,
Just
I
wait
won't
your
let
turn.
that happen.
You stick your big broad shoulders out.
I do. I kind of
Not
stand
today.
up. And of course, being in an aisle seat, that makes it even easier to do because you can kind of stand up a little bit. And if someone wants to cut in front of you, you can kind of slide in there and stop them and then let the lovely Mrs. Ryan go out.
Nice.
Yeah.
One more random thought.
What?
So the guy that I took pictures of, I said he is a pilot and he's going to school. He's doing a different job to get the hours so that he can then fly commercially.
Okay.
He wants to work for, I think, Delta. Maybe it's
All right.
United.
Okay.
And his goal is he wants to fly a 787, like an international flight. Like it was double deckers, I'm guessing.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's like, so the very first time I ever fly it will be like a sold out international flight.
Okay. He'll be ready for it.
He says that he'll do like a simulator for hours and hours, and like every rivet will be the exact same as what I'll be flying. Like every piece of it's the same. So I thought that was interesting, but I thought like,
have you ever seen one of those flight simulators?
well, Shane's in charge of some of them, but I've never been in one.
If you ever get a chance to go on one, do it, because it is so realistic. It's unbelievable. And just the mere feeling of flying that airplane gives you all the feelings that you have for flying.
Otis is digging for a toy.
Okay.
And it's very
good
loud.
for him.
But I just thought, I asked him when you land, are they going to make an announcement that was pilot so-and-so's first flight?
No.
And everyone will be like, oh my gosh, they put a child at the
no.
the cockpit?
No, they don't want to do that.
But I was thinking,
Panic the people.
what are some things, some experiences you wouldn't want to be part of on someone's first day on the job?
Ooh. I don't know if I'd want to be on the job for a first day police officer.
Why is that?
I
Might shoot you?
No. I just think that they're just not seasoned enough just yet. You know what I mean?
What's the worst that would happen?
I get shot,
They
captured.
meant to reach for their like ticket, their pen in their pocket to write you a ticket, and they pulled a gun out on accident.
Yeah, kind of one of those things.
Yeah, I would say like theme park ride operator.
Oh yeah, that'd be a tough one.
Yeah.
Oh, how about a crane operator?
Ooh.
One of those high rise, those big tall cranes.
You'd be afraid of like being in a building by him.
Oh, I mean, can you imagine going to the top of one of those buildings and doing the crane thing? Oh God, I mean, I just
Maybe skydiving instructor.
Yeah.
Shane was one of those. I wonder if he ever forgot to like buckle someone in.
Or pack the parachute properly.
Oh man, I forgot it.
Oh darn.
Shoot.
Sorry, bud.
That won't happen again.
Yeah. My fault.
I would say maybe driver's ed teacher.
Ooh.
Would be a scary one.
Yeah, that'd be a frightening one, wouldn't it?
I don't know. Doctor.
First day of doctor. No, those guys are pretty well trained for day one. When they walk in.
Day one of medical school doctor.
Oh, yeah, that'd be tough.
Do you go?
Well, I mean, they wouldn't be calling on patients.
Well, it's got to be their first surgery sometime.
Yeah, but I think they're more.
You go in for
advanced.
a hernia surgery and you lose your left leg.
Come back with no arm or something.
Those are some good ones. Dentist. But yeah, they get trained pretty well too.
Yeah, they do. They do get trained pretty well.
We had some feedback. My mom said today that she was gagging listening to us talk about blood pudding and what else? That sausage stuff that I told you about that the lady in like Scotland tried.
Yes. What do they call that? I forgot what they call it, but I know what you're talking about. I've always referred to it as blood sausage.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Gross stuff. Can't do that. Can I have a blood burger, please? Yeah. Heavily fried, medium. Thanks.
And then Steve said, I haven't texted him back yet. Hey, Tay, enjoyed your most recent podcast. Tell your quick trip buddy that based on the picture above that S happens and it could happen to anybody. It's a picture of Donald Trump with his pants poopied. I enjoyed your conversation with your dad regarding the mailbox flag. I'm glad he educated you on its use and its benefits. By the way, We still use our flag on our mailbox and use it frequently. Anyway, you and John keep up the great work. Good work. Sorry, didn't say great. Take care.
Do we need to, maybe in the weeks to come, we need to call Steve. Just do a random call to him. What do you think? I don't want to surprise him. I think it would
That would
probably
be very surprising if I called him.
Why?
We usually just text each other.
Okay, well, it'd be kind of fun to talk to him on air.
It's itchy.
What do you think he would do that? I think he would.
He'd be up for it, but we
know
probably
he
need to
would.
give him a heads up.
I would prefer we do give him a heads up.
Well, you just said not to.
No, I said please do. We need to give him a heads up.
Yeah, he. What was the last part he said on that? Oh, the mailbox flag. You're getting a lot of flack for that mailbox flag.
I am.
My mom, my dad.
Well, I don't mean that. I didn't mean
Steve.
to create any adversity here. And I didn't want to create any family strife
Well, it's too
in
late.
the Atkinson family.
We want to send outbound mail, and John's saying we can't.
No, you can't. You got to go to the mailbox now.
All right. How do you want to end the episode, John?
How do I want to what?
Man, how do you end the episode, John?
Go to the blah, 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 blah.
How would you like to end the episode?
Oh. Why don't you say, we need to talk about our sponsors.
Go ahead, hurry.
Okay,
Run out of
hurry.
memory card.
Okay, thank you all for listening this evening. And thanks to our sponsors, Taylor Atkinson Photography, who we just heard about this on this episode.
Whole episode?
And CHD Woods Designs, Christopher Dowdy. And also, please, if you get a chance, be sure and go by the Kansas City Auto Museum in Olathe, Kansas. It's really worth the money. Worth $5 to go through.
Get five ducks.
$5 to go through the museum, and it's well worth it.
But don't go on a Saturday for Cars and Coffee and expect to get a full service tour.
Not for me anyway, because I get kind of busy,
He just gets busy with other clients.
and someone didn't pay anyway. So
I offered if it would have been a good deal.
no, it wasn't.
If I would have gotten the service that a paying customer
No,
would have.
you wouldn't have.
All right, have a good week, John.
You would. You have a great deal.